Yeah. So then we get into Blurryface in 2015. Which,
Big pop hit.
I mean, if we ever get to the point where we rank like all the albums from like 10 artists in a row, this is up there.
Next grab bag.
Yeah. This is an amazing album, start to finish.
Yeah, no doubter here. Kind of a weird ass album cover. I don't get it. Maybe you got something on that.
Yeah. Let me.
There's 9 circles, and each circle has like a different pattern in it. 2 of the circles are red. They're lined up in like a box formation too, so like 3 through 3. With a black background.
So I will say in their next album, like the concept for that album is there's 9 bishops and there are 9 circles here. So I don't know if that plays into it.
In Trench, there's 9 bishops.
Well, the concept when we get for the concept for Trench,
okay.
it's like this dystopian city. And
okay.
Yeah, but I don't know on this album cover.
Yeah, weird.
But I will say this is kind of a concept album. It's like a I'll say it's a concept album.
Right, it tiptoes the line.
Yeah, there's this character, Blurryface, that represents like your own like insecurities, doubt, depression, any kind of like, essentially bad thing along those lines.
It is mentioned kind of throughout the album, right?
Yeah, and it's trying to, overcome this I don't know if like alter ego or persona or whatever it is that's kind of bringing you down. It's almost like I guess the best example would be like in Star Wars when Anakin has to when they have to fight like their dark side. Like this would be what I would akin like Blurryface to.
Okay, that makes sense. Yep, I get it. Yeah, it's cool little add-in for a few of the songs where they do mention it.
Yeah, and again, this is the first album in the digital era to have every track receive a gold rating, which is pretty cool.
That's fire, man. This album's fire.
And again, this goes back to like for the sound on this album, like 21 Pilots doesn't give a fuck what anyone else thinks. Like they're just gonna do whatever they want to do, which I have to respect.
Now that being said, like I mentioned before, they have leaned a little bit more into the pop side of things, and especially when you get to Scaled Nicely, they've full on trenched themselves in pop. But yeah, there's still like a lot of fuck you. We're doing our thing here,
for sure.
And the first track is exactly that, Heavydirtysoul. Heavydirtysoul is kind of like this high-tempo rap track in the beginning, and then they hit the choruses, and it's just him kind of like sweetly singing into the mic. Now, still like loudly and up-tempo, but a stark break from the verses.
Yeah, can you say my Heavydirtysoul? And then it's like,
yeah, right, exactly, yeah.
So he actually Tyler derived some of the lyrics from a poem called Street Poetry that he had written earlier. And he actually published it. So again, this song deals with this theme of mental health, insecurity, self-doubt. He's kind of rapping about his struggles and with the character Blurryface, which represents his negative emotions. This song was featured on the soundtracks of Madden NFL 2016 and WWE 2016, which is funny.
That's not that heavy. Come on. Yeah, well, okay, let me put it this way, right? So like Madden and WWE, when I think of the soundtracks for those two like franchises, I think of like hard rock, like tiptoeing metal, not 21 Pilots.
I haven't played Madden
or
game
like
in
rap
years.
tracks, or like rappers,
Yeah, I get that.
Or like think about this, right? So like one of my favorite video game soundtracks of all time is Tiger Woods 2004. DMX's Up in Here was the lead track on that soundtrack.
That's awesome.
Tiger Woods 2004.
You know what'd be fun for next grab bag is if we rank the top video game soundtracks.
That'd be a fascinating like exploration. I would love to do that. Let's put that on.
We'll throw it on the list.
Yeah, that's cool.
So this song also has 4 different music videos where it's them performing. One of them is Tyler performing the poem that inspired the song in front of a camera, and then the other one is them performing in California. Another one in and then another one somewhere else, which is, again, it's just kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then the lyric from the song that I like, or that stood out, was mindless zombies walking around with a limp and a hunch, saying stuff like you only live once. So again, just going back to people that kind of just like brain dead, follow the crowd.
Just moving along.
Cool line, I thought.
Yeah, good song.
So then it gets into Stressed Out, arguably their biggest song, certainly one of the top 3.
Yeah, it's right there up in the top 3.
I think it's got like 2 billion streams or 1.5, something like that.
Kind of a weird, like, trippy electronic beat, but it's I don't even know if it's so much. No, trippy electronic beat, Similar to that Muse thing I was talking about earlier, where they got these drawn out, kind of wiry, almost like alien-y notes, mixed over drums, and Tyler like talks rapping again.
Again, I think this song is a masterpiece about like just the nostalgia of like, or just realizing like, yeah, the good old days back when you were a kid. Like when you get older, life kind of gets harder and it stresses you out.
Yeah.
It's something, I'll put it this way. It's something everyone can relate to.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I mean, especially, you know, I'm 25 and you're 35 and
Hey, motherfucker.
But yeah, like everybody gets to that point in their life where like you have a job and you have life, family, kids, whatever. And you just realize the good old days are gone and now you're in this different state.
Yeah. Wish I could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. What's cool in the verse in this, I wish I found some better sounds no one ever heard. I wish I had a better voice that sang some better words. I wish I found some chords in an order that is new. I wish I didn't have to rhyme every time I sang, which he doesn't in that line, which is cool. I was told when I get older, all my fears would shrink, but I'm insecure and I care what people think.
That's kind of an interesting point. Well, I guess kids do too, like care what people think. Like bullying's a problem. But I do think like at a certain point in your life, you do like people's opinions on you start to matter. Like especially I'm thinking in terms of work, right? Like
yeah, absolutely.
You have to put on a face and you have to like do your job well, and you know all these different things that go into just like getting by with your day. And if you're not getting by well with that, like your day's fucked, your week's fucked.
And then the next line right after that is, "My name's Blurryface and I care what you think."
Right, first allusion to it.
Sure,
Allusion.
Yeah. And I really like the line when he's like, "I wish I didn't have to rhyme every time I sang," because it's funny how like when you think about it, like in a vast majority of songs, like that's just the structure, you rhyme, and it's funny that he changes it up for this and then he doesn't rhyme like in this instance, and in other 21 Pilot songs too, but I just thought it was cool that he actually like called it out.
He called it out, but I think there's like, you know the thing about how like there's like an objective standard of beauty that relates to like the golden ratio and people's faces being like symmetrical in certain ratios and whatnot.
Yeah.
I think that applies to a lot of different things, and I think music is one of those things where like there are certain patterns and ratios of sounds and combinations that have to come together to make like an audible, like pleasing sound. And I think rhyming is one of those things that just like it doesn't necessarily sound like music if you're not rhyming.
That's true. There is within each rhyme, there's almost a resolution.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you kind of close out the thought.
You've connected one point to the next.
Yeah.
You know, that being said, I've heard other songs that like don't necessarily rhyme the whole way through, and it works sometimes. It's just one of those things that like.
Yeah, I mean, in rap, people like rappers will change it up every now and then, where they kind of like they'll just close it out and then they get in a new one and then that kind of rhymes.
Or they make ridiculous rhymes, just like absurdly like that didn't even rhyme rhymes.
That would be that's another funny one that we could
I think Lil Wayne does this. We'll find this as we go through the Lil Wayne catalog, just absurd rhymes.
Yeah. And the music video for this song it features Josh playing big wheels and with their families like in their childhood homes.
Oh, that's cool.
And it also shows the character Blurryface like in the music video. The music video has over 2.6 billion views too.
Damn.
So
yeah, cool track.
Again, this song they play it on the radio too much, but this song is a masterpiece.
Yeah, really, really good.
Yeah.
Ride's up next. I like this one more. Little bit more upbeat. Or not, maybe not upbeat's the right word for it, but just like better tone, better, happier sound to it. Yeah, I really like this song. Same kind of thing. It's similar to the last song, though.
Yeah, this song also has a ton of radio play. I don't like this one as much. Lyrically, it explores like taking a bullet for someone. Questioning your own
the things you do for people.
Yeah, your own values. He also expresses a desire to like find something worth living for, like to enjoy the ride for in life, which is cool.
Yeah. No, this is another powerful song. I like what he does in the chorus with his range, where he goes up and down that oh.
Yeah, that is cool. Taking my time on my ride.
Yeah, like he does a really, really good job singing on this song.
Yeah. Yeah. One of the lyrics: "Who would you live for? Who would you die for? And would you ever kill?" Like he just asked that question in the song, which is again, it's
Blunt, but like true to the source.
exactly.
Yeah, good track here.
Yeah. So then, Fairly Local is next. This one is one of my. I don't like this one as much off the album, but it's still all right, I guess.
Yeah, relative to some of the other songs, it's not one of my favorites. I still kind of like it. It's got this like low tone poppy vibe to it, like muffled, distorted voice vocals.
Yeah. So with the vocals, the song kind of depicts like Tyler's two sides of his personality, and one being like the character of Blurryface. And there is, I don't have a timestamp on it, but at some point in the song, there's like a demon like voice. And it kind of represents like the evil side, like the Blurryface side.
Yeah, it's like a low like. I don't know how else to describe it without playing.
Sound like a monster under the couch.
It sounds monstrous.
But then towards the end of the song, everything gets kind of reversed, and you kind of like accept and realize that everyone has their own problems. But even with that, you got to try your hardest to better yourself.
Yeah, 100%. That's all this. Oh, that's everything here. Good track. Just falls short of some of the other really good tracks on this album.
Yes, and so now we're on, what is this, the fifth song in the album?
Yeah, so we're coming up on 5 here.
So the fifth song, "Tearing My Heart." At this point in the album, there's "Stressed Out," "Ride," and now "Tearing My Heart" in the first 5 songs off the album.
Yeah, it's heavy, man.
"Tearing My Heart" is another classic
banger. And what's crazy is like this. Well, I guess it's not crazy because "Stressed Out" and "Ride" were massive, right? But "Tearing My Heart" is another hit that got a ton of radio play.
Yeah, so this is one. It's the only song on the album to not like feature any mention or allusion of Blurryface.
Yeah.
2, he wrote the song for his wife, which makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah. I think one of the most unique but like oddly satisfying like little asides in a song is when he's singing about like the potholes and how he's swerving to avoid hitting the potholes when his wife's sleeping in his car.
Right.
And what is the line? Cursing my government for not using my tax dollars to fill more cement, like
to fill the holes with more cement.
Yeah,
that's the track. See, he does another master class on vocals here too, I think. Like he sings kind of sweetly through the verses, and then the chorus he picks it up hard again.
Yeah, the music here is really cool too, like the little change up.
I love the electronic here, the keyboard.
And the pause after is really cool.
That's what I was kind of talking about, where like they take this piano music, keyboard music, and like turn it on its head, and like you just don't think of piano that way sometimes. Or at least if I mentioned like piano music to you, you wouldn't think of piano music that way. That sounds more like a dueling piano bar type of piano there. It's just really fucking cool.
Yeah, so the lyrics here: "She's a tear in my heart, I'm alive. She's a tear in my heart, I'm on fire. She's a tear in my heart, take me higher than I've ever been." And then the little melody that I was trying to get earlier: "You fell asleep in my car, I drove the whole time, but that's okay, I'll just avoid the holes so you sleep fine. I'm driving here, I sit cursing my government for not using my taxes to fill holes with more cement."
Yeah, and again, it's got that sing-songy vibe. Joey did it at the very beginning of that.
Yeah,
little read.
I didn't want to do it the whole time.
But it's got this like sweet little sing-songiness to it. It's fun. Good song. Yeah. Really good song.
So next song is "Lame Boy." This one is, I don't really like this one as much.
I don't like this one either.
Yeah, the music wise, it's
There's a cool little. I don't know if it's necessarily guitar, but there's a cool little lick in the beginning and the end of the track. Got up-tempo music, up-tempo music here. The chorus is kind of awkward to me. Like, Lane Boy, like, in the way they say it, there should be a comma between Lane and Boy, but then the title is just Lane Boy. It just feels awkward to me.
Yeah, so the song's about, it's like criticizing people that just abide by like the standards in music,
right?
Which we were kind of talking about earlier. Mm-hmm. So again, concept-wise, lyrically, it's interesting, but I don't really like the music on this one.
Yeah, this is another one of the less good, the worst tracks here. So
Yeah. Although again, he did. There was a cool line. I wasn't raised in the hood, but I know a thing or two about pain and darkness. If it wasn't for this music, I don't know how I would have fought past this. It's a cool line.
Yeah, never afraid to really like put himself out there. That's what's crazy to me about kind of some of this is like, especially on that first album, he's just like unashamed to put everything into his music. There's no not that he should be shameful. I guess what I'm trying to say is like there's no holding anything back. He puts everything on the line, no matter like how good or bad it is.
Yeah, and it's just cool when someone puts himself out there like that. Like you have to, even if you don't like necessarily the music, you have to respect it.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
And here we are with good music. So,
so the next song is "The Judge," which is an interesting song. I think it's kind of about self-forgiveness. This is another ukulele one.
Yeah. Again, back to the ukulele. That's pretty fucking cool. He does an awesome job on vocals here. He does just about everything you can do with your voice on this song, except the screaming, really.
The chorus is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like, "You're the judge.
Yeah.
Oh, set me free."
Great track. Not great track. Really, really good track.
Yeah, and again, I think there's elements of exploring like judgment. Like in the song, he kind of describes like overhearing like a conversation that's behind like closed doors.
Yeah.
And it again, it's kind of talking about like his doubts and fears, seeking forgiveness and salvation. It's a cool track. And yeah, the chorus, "You're the judge. Oh no, set me free. I know my soul's freezing. Hell's hot for good reason. So please take me."
Yep. Facts. Fire. The next track is "Doubt."
I like this one.
You like it? Go ahead. I don't think I like this one.
I like again, it's got like that almost like electronic, like "Don't out me."
Yeah.
Again, struggling with kind of the same thing, like could be religion, self-doubt. But one of the lines is, "Gnawing on the bishops, claw our way up their system, repeating simple phrases someone wholly insisted."
Yeah, so that's basically he talks a lot about just kind of doing what people tell you to do, and this is the religious aspect of that, where have faith. I'm telling you to have faith.
100%. Which I mean, I've struggled with that in my life.
Yeah,
I used to go to church growing up or whatever. My parents made me, and I've definitely like I related to a lot of the questions Tyler's asking or some of the things he's pointing out in some of these albums.
Yeah, I think any thoughtful religious person questions their faith at some point.
If you don't,
you're just taking it on face value, and you really have no like. The way I see it is like, if you don't have any questions about your faith, then how do you defend your faith?
Yeah, it's almost the same thing with in my opinion, with like the news. Like there's people that blindly just they don't question anything. It's just they just rinse and repeat whatever the news says.
Right.
And I think it's that same thing could be applied to faith. It's like you should have some sort of questions.
Yeah, even if those questions are answered, at least you've been thinking about it. And like, if you don't have questions, you're just spouting off what other people are telling you. And I think part of the I don't want to get too much into it, but yeah.
21 Pilots making this a deep episode.
I went to Catholic high school. I took theology class in college as like like one of my electives. I could go on and on and on, but
yeah, I could too. I mean, religion is something that's I'm not into, but I very much would like to like. I like talking about it.
It's fascinating to me, but yeah, there's a lot there and a lot plenty that I don't know. So
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. Up next we have Polarize.
This one I liked a lot more.
This is a cool song.
Sick chorus here. His rapping has improved. It
gets better.
Good, like a good flow here. I don't know how else to describe that, but
yeah. So, this song is cool too. Let me pull up my note for this. So he's kind of asking for help to polarize and asking his friends to help him on his projects and personal problems. The word polarize itself means to separate into two opposing concepts, which is kind of what the album Blurryface is about in general. Like you're separating the bad part of your, trying to separate the bad part of yourself and like overcome it.
Yeah.
And this song kind of encapsulates Tyler's quest, if you will, to separate himself from Blurryface.
Yeah. This is that's interesting. I hadn't thought. So I generally knew what Polarize meant, but I didn't take it that way. That's interesting. That's cool.
Yeah, and it might be after this song. I think it's after this song where the rest of the album trends like more upbeat
Yeah.
and positive,
Yeah.
and that's kind of like the
Towards the very end. Yep.
yeah.
Until the very end. Sorry. Like that last track, Connor, is just it's a downer, man.
Yeah,
But
for
we'll
sure.
get there.
So yeah, what
We
up
don't
next,
believe what's on TV. Sick ukulele song.
This sounds like it should be on Vessel. Did you pick
Yeah, I could totally see that. 100%. Another one about just like bucking authority here. Fun track. Like a deep cut to check out. I mean, obviously, like this album is so popular, but a really good deep cut.
Yeah, so he Tyler said that he actually wrote this song for his mom. It's similar sound wise to House of Gold, which he also wrote for his mom.
Yeah, same kind of thing.
And so, yeah, so like I said, this follows Polarize, and this is like, again, it's like the turning point in the album where things have started to get better in terms of like it's more upbeat, like he's kind of like separated himself from Blurryface. And yeah, this song again is just about, don't believe everything you hear, like think for yourself.
Yeah, that's really like the overarching theme for this whole band is like they really don't ever get away from that.
No. Yeah.
Which is kind of a popular trope in like rock music, I guess. Not so much in pop in my experience, but again, they're so musically diverse that it doesn't shock me that they brought in something like that here.
Yeah.
Cool track.
Yeah, we don't believe what's on TV because it's what we want to see, and what we want we can't believe. We have all learned to kill our dreams. I don't. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Good track.
Cool song.
Message Man. Up next. Not my favorite.
No. So. This one's interesting. It's the song itself. The song title is a play on words. So. In the chorus, there's a line, "Please use discretion when you're messing with the message man."
Another one where there should be a comma in there.
So, yeah, so it's a call out to the people who don't pay attention to the lyrics. The comma implies that there isn't a message man, but instead a message people are missing.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
That makes 100%. Like, if that had been on Lane Boy where they needed the comma, I might have appreciated that a little bit more because that perfectly summarized, like, this whole song has like an awkward, like strange flow to it. And so if the message is like, you're not listening, like dig in a little deeper, then I get it.
Yeah, I'm with you where I don't like this song as much. That was a cool tidbit though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This song also like the electronic in the back, I just noted it sounded a little bit like a heart monitor, like when you're at the hospital.
Oh, really? Oh, that's cool.
I mean, it's stupid, but like, let's see if I can pull up a little snippet of it because I didn't know how else to describe it. I was trying to come up with like a good way to describe this beat. Or like maybe that's
I could see that.
Anyways, yeah, whatever. That was dumb. But yeah, not my favorite track on the album, but good here.
Yeah. So next song is Hometown. This is one of my favorite songs.
Okay, so go off because I was trying to figure this one out this morning again.
Yeah, so I lyrically it's not one of my favorites, but the sound, I love the sound on this song.
Got like a Coldplay kind of beat to it.
Yeah. So lyrically, again, this song kind of has a double meaning. Describes the artist's life, like as growing up, like going to Catholic school, essentially being Christians in a world that doesn't understand what they believe in.
Yeah.
And then also in the song, Tyler kind of speaks to God, like pleading for redemption, as well as to the masses, imploring them to realize they're powerless without faith.
Yeah.
Is one of the notes. And then secondly, the lyrics kind of nod to Blurryface, describing his character and the effects of depression. So one of the lines that kind of backs that up, "A shadow tilts its head at me. Spirits in the dark are waiting. I will let the wind go quietly." And then where we're from, there's no sun. Our hometown's in the dark.
Yeah. Okay, that's heavy, man. Goddamn. But yeah, no, totally. This song definitely hits a little bit deeper. It's still got that like upbeat vibe to it. But you could tell this one hit a little bit closer when you listen the first time through.
Yeah.
Next song is Not Today. Good, like they do a great job of like bringing you up and down in this song. Kind of like what I talked about with Foo Fighters, where like they'll bring you slowly up, and then drop you off the cliff.
Yeah.
other than that, a little more positive. I like the piano work again here.
Yeah, so this song's about trying to like remain positive, and like being resistant like to the song. Obviously, this is about being resistant to Blurryface.
Yeah.
But again, just being more positive in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is perfectly placed in the album, honestly. Like,
Dude, the
Goner feels like a weird track on this album. This feels like a perfectly closer, honestly.
Oh, well, we'll get it. Okay, let's get into it then.
So Goner is this like sad piano-y slow finish, and then at the very not at the very end, it slowly like picks up in like noise throughout the song to the point where at the end he's screaming again.
Yeah, so let me pull up the lyrics for this. 1 second. And then my notes on this song. This song, I think it's perfectly placed in the album because it's a song about Tyler's surrender to Blurryface and his cry for help for either from God or anyone that's like could help save him. It's a sad song. It doesn't try and whereas some of the other songs are sad and they try and disguise it. This is the end of the album. There's no disguising this. Like, this is just a sad song.
Yeah, so I guess maybe what I'm trying to say here is like it feels like they're getting a little bit more upbeat towards the end here, like positive vibes, you know, and then it drops right back down to fuck. This is what I'm dealing with. This is my cross to bear.
Yeah, I mean the lyrics. Yeah, I could see that because at the end he's screaming, "Don't let me be gone, don't let me be gone," several times.
Yeah. As a closer musically, it's fine. I do love that like when you just let the emotion like all drip out on the very end of an album. I really like that, and that's exactly what they did here.
Yeah, they do this in the next album too. But yes, I mean some of the lyrics. I've got two faces. Blurry's the one I'm not. I've got two faces. Blurry's the one I'm not. I need your help to take him out. Though I'm weakened and beaten down, I'll slip away into the sound. The ghost of you is close to me. I'm inside out. You're underneath.
Yeah.
So, I like it. I mean, on its own, like if it comes on shuffle, like I don't know if I'll be listening to it every time, but in place of the album, I like it.
Yeah. Cool.